After several years of living in Missouri, we finally made it to Worlds of Fun. This was the second day of our trip, but this is a good tour and review of the park. So let's take a look and have some fun along the way. So as I'm coming in this morning for my photo day, you may be wondering, where's the rest of the family? The first morning it was just you and your niece, and now it's just you. I'm coming in basically today to do pictures, but since we are basically staying on property with the village, my wife and everybody else said, you know what, we can sleep in. So they are. They didn't want to get up, they want to stay up a little bit later, and so they're all back at the cabin, and we'll see how many of them even make it into the park today. They're really enjoying that there. But yeah, for now, it looks like just me and the cameras. So this is actually the border of the two parks. Technically, their Shoot the Chutes is in Oceans of Fun, so it operates with their hours. But yeah, this is the nice long walkway in between the two parks. And so here's our actual separation.
Please remember that shirts,
you can hear
and shorts are required.
The announcements basically telling you don't wear just a bathing suit. And there's the rapids.
When riding all attractions.
Again, we're a few minutes before parks officially opens, so all the boats are empty. I'll give you a look as we come in. So you can see the couple employees who did the test run this morning on it. Don't they look excited? So this is the one ride we didn't get to ride. We might try and take a ride on it today, but yesterday it was either early or late and we didn't want to get really wet at that point, and then in the middle of the day when it was the hottest, it had a long line. So never did take a ride on it, but it looks just from the outside like the theming is really neat. Although you can see from them, they're not too terribly wet. Entrance to Mamba is right up there. And again, we're open early, so you can see it there up that direction. So here's a good and a bad. Lots of bathrooms around, that's good. Every bathroom has a drinking fountain, that's good. The vast majority of the drinking fountains we found were really cold, ice cold, very nice on a hot summer day. So all good. But you may be able to see the one bad thing. They're small. Pretty much every bathroom we went into in the guy's side had one stall, which on a slow day is not a big deal, but on a busy day, But I do love the fact that they got a bunch of them and you're never far from one. That's actually their taxi crew, the auto cars, getting ready for the morning. Having their morning meeting, getting everything ready. It's really kind of a neat layout too. As you can see, it comes around here and it goes way down the hill and down that direction. So this is Battle Creek Barbecue. This is actually where we ate lunch the one day. My wife had the pulled pork, I had the brisket, and my niece, who's really picky, had macaroni and cheese. What was really nice is my wife, as you may know, has a bunch of different allergies. She can't do bread and gluten. She can't do anything tomato, so she can't do barbecue. It's all smoked, and then if you want to add barbecue sauce, you can. Food was excellent. The portions were huge. And for a theme park in particular, the prices really weren't too bad. It was $13 for the brisket sandwich and $11, I believe, for the pork. And really good food. Plus, there's actually some seating indoors with air conditioning. You see the train sitting here ready to go. Looks like it might actually be propane, even though it's still steam. But it looks like tanks on the tender car there. Nice classic looking engine though. Okay, this is so Cedar Fair. You've got this wonderful backdrop, you've got the jailhouse, everything's awesome for the photo opportunity, and then there's a garbage can in front of it. So this is Timberwolf, one of their two wood roller coasters in the park. And this one tries so hard to be so fun. They've got signs up to tell you that it's going to be a rough ride and to prepare for it, that it's the nature of the beast. And honestly, on the straightaways, which is most of it, it's not bad. It's got some decent pops of airtime and some fun moments. The problem comes every time you turn. The turns desperately need track work, and they will slam and shuffle and bang and rattle and jackhammer, and it's just really sad the condition that the track is in at that point. A potentially very good coaster, one that I've been on much worse. I mean, it's rideable. So you can ride it, you can have fun, but it could be so much better. A potentially great coaster knocked down to passable, okay, just simply because of needing track work. So here's Steelhawk. We actually took 4 rides on it yesterday. This is actually the Windseeker that was relocated from Knott's Berry Farm. Probably the tallest ride in the park. And no, we didn't get stuck once. Although I hear even here it still has a little bit of a record of stopping. Steelhawk is notable for one other thing here in the park. It is one of the very few rides that actually has a covered queue area. Yeah, something that they don't have for some reason throughout the park. They've got lots of trees, lots of shady areas, unless you are in line for a ride. And then it's barren concrete, no cover, no fans, nothing else. And hey, there goes Patriot. So you cook a little bit waiting to get on a ride, if it's a hot day at least. But good for them for at least putting in queue covers there. So this is Patriot. Patriot is an awesome inverted coaster. You can see the tracks coming up there. It actually has a couple airtime hills on it. Surprising for an inverted coaster. So a couple great moments of airtime. You see the lower queue here actually has some covering. However, you notice where everybody is going up there. That whole stretch, there's no cover, there's no fans. Oh, and the fans in the station didn't work either. And with them only running 1 train, understandable on a slow day, it was very, very hot up there. Easy way to overheat. I'm really surprised that their stations don't seem to have fans that work and don't seem to have any way to stay cool. Their poor employees got to be suffering through this heat. So this is Skyliner. Funny name for an Eli Bridge Ferris wheel, but hey, yes, they actually do have a Ferris wheel. It's got a pretty neat light display. However, I never saw it run yesterday. At least not until nighttime when the lights are on. Otherwise, it's sat quiet and dead, just exactly like this all day long. So you can see their Sky Coaster here. Love riding these rides. You can see this one's pretty good height. I'm guessing probably a couple 100 feet up there. Oh, and yeah, there's a couple victims right up there. About to sample it. Ready? So this is one area of the park where you can see the old Around the World in 80 Days theme. You see the Chinese theme and hear the music, and of course there is Panda Express there. Got to keep the food theme going. And then as you swing around, their roundup is called the Bamboozler. Gotta love the panda in the theme. But even the bathrooms, and then if you swing around this way, there's the Coca-Cola even has a little bit of a temple style. And gotta love the gardens. Just a very pretty part of the park. Here's their Spinning Dragons coaster. You can see some people having a lot of fun. These are awesome rides. My family absolutely loves them. What we don't love is slow dispatches. And you see it's got a pretty good line over there going all the way to the station. And of course there's my queue problem again. Long line, no cover, no fans, no shading, no misting. Just overheated guests and in the station, overheated workers. This is Rickshaw Richards Imports Gifts and Souvenirs. Neat shop. Right outside, you've got the old Chinese dragons and a Zoltar machine. Boy, there's a classic from the past. But then check out what is in this shop. You come in and you have My Little Pony, Hogwarts, more Hogwarts, dragons, skulls. Love the dragons, gorgeous things. And then over on the other side, Star Wars. Not exactly what I was expecting, but very neat shop. So here's the actual front entrance to the park. This is not where we've been coming in since we've been staying at the village the whole time. And they apparently just completely redid this. So you can see a little bit of the booths there. And swing around, and then there's the Grand Carousel and Spinning Dragons and Patriot off in the background. And then we've got a large open area. A couple food places over there. One gift shop. And then Ricochet. I'm not sure where they have it named here. But then you can see this huge open area. And they've got a few trees planted. Hopefully those will grow in a few years. But for an entry plaza, it's really kind of barren. At least at this point it is. No fountain, which I would have thought they could have put in some really nice fountains here instead of just a big slab of cement with a compass point in it. But this is their new entrance. Give you a sweep back look again. So if you're hungry when you first walk in, hey, there's food right there. Another look at the ride. I'll bet you didn't know that the Vikings were the ones who made cars. That's right, folks. This is the Ford Fairlane. Ugh. This is their main theater here, the Tivoli Music Hall, and it's not being used at all, apparently, right now. No shows in it. There are a couple shows here in the park, but they're not here. Which, okay. Not exactly sure why. I'll talk about the shows here in just a moment. So here's the entrance for their ship ride, the Viking Voyage. You can see this one is covered. No fans. And they got some video screens in there. Has kind of the classic split station that a lot of these have, not the turntable. This is one thing that they do have a lot of spread throughout the park is drink stations, which is really nice. You can actually buy two different kinds of bottles. You can get what I've got, the yellow one, which gives you free drink refills all day and then $1 for the rest of the season. Or you can buy the red bottle, which gives you free refills all year long. Red bottles are like $27. The pink one I got is $16 with tax. But this is one thing that's nice. You just walk up, flash your bottle at them, they scan it real quick, and you get a drink. Yeah, we've definitely been keeping our drinks filled with heat. But nice system. If they're not going to give free drinks like Holiday World does, and I don't blame them a bit for that, this is a great alternative. So here's a ride you just don't see anymore. Finish Fling is a classic rotor ride. It's the one where you stick up on the wall and the floor drops out from you. We used to ride this all the time at Six Flags Magic Mountain out in California, but they're such a rare thing anymore. They've been gradually disappearing just because of age and other issues. They're wonderfully fun rides though. Took a ride on this one with my kids the other day and just had a blast. Here's Prowler, an awesome little wood coaster. Not so little. Apparently this is one of the very first GCIs. Still a great coaster. Once you come off that lift hill, it is non-stop. There isn't any place to catch a breath. Lots of airtime, lots of quick turns and changes of direction. Just a fun, great ride. Now, it is showing its age just a little bit. There's a few little rough spots and shaking. My daughter thought this was terribly rough. I didn't. My son didn't. But my daughter's become a little more sensitive. Really love the ride. It could probably use a little bit of track work and patching up, but most wood coasters after time do. That's part of the deal of a wood coaster. And of course, again, if you notice in the station, no fans. Oh, and then the queue, which comes down that stair right down there, there's no cover or anything on that whole stretch. There is if you're way at the end, but for the most part, nope. Hot, sweaty queue. Another thing with Prowlers, they actually have a sign in the station that says, if you lose something on the ride, there's a good chance you will never get it back. And you can kind of see why. This is a terrain coaster, and it goes out in the woods, and there she comes flying back in. But it is out there a ways, and there's spots back there that there is just no getting to it. Maybe walk in the tracks and do maintenance, but otherwise, if it's on the ground, it's gone. So here's the entrance to Dinosaurs Alive. This is their walk through into the jungles. You can see the building there. And then as you come around, you get a look at one of the dinosaurs. This is actually an extra upcharge. It's $5 more to come walking in and to go back into the jungles where they have all of these little dinosaur figures. And you can see they've just got a massive line. Although there's somebody going in with their little boy. It would be something that kids would absolutely love, but yes, I can see it. being a long hot day there. And of course with Boomerang, you're going to notice one other thing that's becoming a very familiar refrain. Look on the roof of the station. It's a nice tent. It's covered, but fans, misters. Oh, and then of course if you actually get into the queue line, covered, shade. Something tells me they have a lot of people overheat at this park. Really, Cedar Fair? Take care of your employees and guests. Get some fans in those stations. So if you're in the market for cheap souvenirs, this is the shop you want to come to. It is right by Dinosaurs Alive, or the Boomerang is right over there. And then when you come back to this little place here, everything's under 10 bucks. I was buying t-shirts for $8. They had special on magnets. Buy two, get the third one free. My daughter got herself a stuffed meerkat for $7 or $8. So nice shop if you're wanting cheap souvenirs. They're not always the newest ones, but everything in there looked really good. I was very pleased with the purchase. Don't be surprised if you see my 2 new shirts on the upcoming videos here soon. There's another area of the park. Along with their smaller theater, this is the Moulin Rouge, which is where they actually have their shows going on right now. At least the music show that we got to see. It's a little theater here, but a great show. You know, theme park shows are very hit and miss, especially when you get a non-Disney music show. They can definitely be off, and you know, kids are trying hard to sing, but they just don't. But these guys here actually do a really good job. They sing every song sounding very good, on key, lots of energy, even for a small crowd. They were just having a great time and made a lot of fun. We really enjoyed the show that they put on. So if you're here at Worlds of Fun, I'd encourage you, come see this. Good shows, you'll have a great time, especially if you like 80s music. Here we go on Le Taxi. See if I can drive with one hand. Probably not very well. Don't bump other cars and have fun. Whee! So that's Le Taxi Tour. Fun little car ride. Not real long. Cars are a little hard to steer, but hey, those oftentimes are. Then swing around right next door, and you've got this wonderful little ride. Flying Dutchman's actually a lot of fun. It's a tame ride, nothing real scary. And then of course right next to that you have one of their brand new rides. And guess what hasn't been open the whole time we've been here? Oh, and guess what hasn't even had an operator or maintenance man seen anywhere near it the whole time we've been here? That's right, they put in a brand new ride, and apparently most of the season it hasn't been open. Although today, when you look at it, you can actually see that they have a maintenance panel open now. That was actually closed yesterday, but there's still nobody there, nobody doing anything. Falcon's flight has been grounded. I mean, I love condors, which is what this is. They're a lot of fun, but they're much more fun when they actually are open and working. And I have no idea what the issue is there. Looks like it could be a mechanical thing, but it does kind of make you wonder. Just down past that a little bit is the Autobahn, their bumper cars. Can't have an amusement park without bumper cars. So this is theirs. So taking a ride on the train, of course I had to sneak onto the very back seat because I'm back there. And their conductor station's interesting compared to what we used to have at Silver Dollar City. They've actually got a little stand there, closed off the whole back section. That is actually their emergency brake for the conductor. I'm guessing you step on it. I'm not sure exactly how that one works. But then they've got their microphones there and their script tech to the back for all the new people to be able to use. Fire extinguisher on the back so you can kind of see some of the safety equipment that they have. And they're able to watch the whole train from back there. Smile for YouTube.
And report
robbery scene. Used to be there. Don't know what that used to be. So here's their kids area, Planet Snoopy. Here's the kids area, Planet Snoopy. Come in and they've got quite a variety of stuff up here. You got the Cosmic Coaster, which is really a wacky worm. You see their version of the apple. And hey, get a picture with Snoopy on the bench. Store, of course. Got some airplanes, which I love the Snoopy and the Red Baron theme. That's just a perfect fit for that. A waterfall of flyers. Yay, you can tell they're a little on the slow side. Not unexpected. I doubt there's any snapping that goes on with those. Entrance to the store. And here's something you just don't see very often anymore. It's the elevated railways. Might have to check that out. And several different things along in here. Nice big unshaded open area. Planet 500, which looks like it sort of like a kitty whip. And then there's the umbrellas or balloons and the playhouse. It's not a bad little area. Definitely a place the kids will have a lot of fun. Uh-oh, I just found something that I wasn't sure exists in the parks. Misters and fans. I've actually found one. I've actually seen I have seen one other Mister fan in the park, but it hadn't worked. But hey, there is a space to cool off. This end, of course, there's a lot more rides down here too. All sorts of different kiddie rides and things. So awesome place for the kids. When my kids were younger, this would have been an awesome place for them. They would have had a blast just with all the different rides. There must be 20 to 30 rides in here for kids. So great area for them. Here's one thing I don't understand. You've got a turntable, which means the boats can constantly move. And yet if you watch, while they keep the turntable moving, they will constantly stop that conveyor belt. So that way they only have like 2 boats on the turntable at a time. So you could be constantly unloading and loading boats, and they completely miss the whole point of why you have a turntable. I don't know who came up with this operation procedure, but it's bad. Then again, your poor employees have no cover. Come on, guys. This could be done so much better. So there's a look at Worlds of Fun for you. Hope you enjoyed my look at the park. You know, I kind of ended where I began, at the back of the park. Worlds of Fun has a great variety of different kinds of rides. They've got some shows. I'd like to see more, but not bad compared to some of the parks out there. And the couple that they had were a great quality show. They've got rides for everybody to be able to do together, from the water rides, the train, and a number of other things. So if you've got a family, there's things for you to do together as a family, as well as the huge thrills and the easy kids area. They've got some great roller coasters. Honestly, one of the best selections of coasters I've seen. Their wood coasters could use some work, but Prowler is absolutely worth the ride. The only suggestion I would really make, don't visit on a hot day because they are not equipped for heat. Whether at the water park, which gets really crowded and will burn your feet, or in the regular park where there's no fans, no shading lines, no misters. That's one area that it could improve. But that's a minor thing overall. If the weather's moderately cool or not too hot, it's a great place to go. And I can't wait to get back and visit again. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little trip around Worlds of Fun. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share if you've got other people who might be interested in Worlds of Fun as well. Thanks.